All right, in this video, we're going to cover how to convert a quadratic from standard form into vertex form. A reminder, standard form of a quadratic is ax squared plus bx plus c, while vertex form is a parentheses x minus h squared plus k, where h comma k are the vertex of the quadratic. And so to start off, let's try to convert 7x squared minus 14x plus 11 into vertex form. In step one, when we're going to do this, is to factor out the a term from the x terms. And so if I have 7x squared minus 14x plus 11, here's my a term, this is my b term, and this is my c term. And I would like to factor out a 7 from the two x terms. And when I do that, we're really dividing by 7 from the x squared and dividing by 7 from the b term as well. And so when we do this, it's going to turn into 7 parentheses x squared minus 2x, and then this 11 is going to come right down, plus 11. Once we've factored out that a term, we can now complete the square. And so completing the square, what I need to do is identify my r's. 2r is always connected to the b term, and so I'm going to be looking inside the parentheses, and my 2r is going to be negative 2, which means half of negative 2 is negative 1, and negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1. Now that I have identified my r's, it's now time to add plus or minus r squared to the expression. And so I'm going to write out 7 parentheses x squared minus 2x plus 1, and I'm also going to do a minus 1. And when I do this, I am not changing the expression. I'm only adding a fancy 0 in a sense, which is this plus 1 minus 1. And again, this 11 is going to come down to the outside. So once we've done that, we've created a perfect square, which we can convert into x plus r squared form. And this part of the expression is the perfect square part, which is what we're going to be converting. And so when we do this, I'm going to write out 7 parentheses again, x plus r, which is minus 1 in this case. So it's going to be minus 1 squared, and then this negative 1 is going to come down, close parentheses, and then this plus 11 is going to come down as well. Once we've converted into x plus r squared form, it's now time to redistribute and simplify. So if I have 7x parentheses x minus 1 squared minus 1 parentheses plus 11, what I need to do is distribute this a term back into the expression and simplify. So we're going to be multiplying the 7 times the inner parentheses, and we're going to be multiplying the 7 times the negative 1. And so 7 times those parentheses will just be 7 parentheses x minus 1 squared. 7 times negative 1 is minus 7. And then this 11 is going to come down right here. And once I'm to this point, I'm almost done. The last thing I need to do is combine this 7 and 11, which gives me 7 parentheses x minus 1 squared plus 4. And this is my answer. This is the same quadratic now in vertex form. What I would like you to do now is do another example, but this time I want you to try this yourself. So we have 2x squared plus 8x plus 15, and we would like to convert that into vertex form. And right now, I would like you to pause the video and try this yourself. All right, so now that I'm here, the first step I need to do is factor out the a from the a terms. Right here, this is my a, b, and c. This 2 is my a term, which I'm going to factor out from my 2x terms. So I'm going to write out a 2 parentheses, and I'm dividing by 2 from each of these terms, which gives me x squared plus 4x, close parentheses, and the 15 is going to come down. Once I've done that, I'm going to identify my r's inside the parentheses, and my 2r is always the b term, which is this right here. So my 2r is 4, which means my r is 2, and 2 squared is 4 as well. Once I have that, I'm going to take my expression and add the plus r squared and the minus r squared to the expression. So I'm going to write out 2 parentheses x squared plus 4x plus 4, and then a minus 4, close parentheses, and the 15 is going to come down. And by adding the r squared, we have created a perfect square, which we're going to convert into x plus r squared form. And as a reminder, this is the perfect square part, which we can factor into x plus r squared form. And so we can rewrite the expression as this: 2 double parentheses x plus our r term, which is 2, squared, and then this minus 4 is going to come down as well. Close parentheses, and the plus 15 is on the outside. So once we've converted to x plus r squared form, the next step is to redistribute our a term and simplify. So if we have 2 double parentheses x plus 2 squared minus 4, close parentheses, plus 15, I'm going to be multiplying the 2 times the parentheses and multiplying the 2 times the negative 4. So 2 times the parentheses is 2 parentheses x plus 2 squared. 2 times negative 4 is negative 8, and the plus 15 is going to come down. Once I have that, I'm ready for the last step, which is going to be combining these two numbers, and our final answer is going to be 2 parentheses x plus 2 squared, negative 8 plus 15 is plus 7. And that is that same quadratic now in Vertex form.